notification bell. As always, I have linked my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. I post a lot over there. If you want extra content but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. Alright, so let's start with a couple gifts that I got from a friend of the channel. One of them is in the wash because it's a black t-shirt. And you know I wash things before I wear them, so that is in the wash, but I got these fall themed. I mean they're neutral. But I think they're fall coated nails. Kind of longer. They're just square. They're not coffin, they're just square. But they remind me of like coffee, kind of. And you know, I am a bit of a coffee addict. I'll just say it. Okay, so I got that. A long sleeve black t-shirt that I really needed for weekends. And then my other favorite gum, which is the extra spearmint. 1, 2, 3 packs. 3 15-stick packages. 45 sticks total. So, put this up here, and then I can alternate it with my cinnamon trident. Alright, work. Oh boy. Okay. So when I accepted this position, it was likely going to be for the whole year. And it's a family consumer science position. It is foods. I have 4 different foods classes. I have 2 of them are foods 1. 2 of them are international foods. Foods 1, that usually means freshmen and retakes, usually. And then my international foods, that usually means you're a sophomore or upperclassman. Because you have to take foods 1 before you could take any of the other foods classes. And then I have interpersonal dynamics. And I have independent living. Okay. No, nothing. No nada. No help. No nothing. Yes, this is the school system that we are in. I did not go to school for these to teach these things. There are books. So I have to pull my lesson plans straight from the books. It's whatever. Most of my job is okay. However, the foods classes are a problem because we can't use the kitchen right now. It's the way it's set up is that the kitchen and one of the classrooms are merged into one room, which is not ideal because then the other foods classes, because there's 2 other teachers that have foods classes, when they need the kitchen, my class, my room, moves out of the kitchen room and has to go find another classroom. Okay. Anyways, doesn't matter anyways. We're locked out of the kitchen because the kitchen was not treated all summer for bugs. And so now they have to play catch up. And it's a problem. But whatever. We're working straight from the book. We're learning about, like, just because there is a high number of IEPs in that class, which we know kids need their IEPs. I've had kids with IEPs myself before. But it's a lot for one teacher to manage a bunch. So I have a para in that class, and she's very helpful. However, sometimes it gets a little... It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's not just the IEPs. A lot of the kids just don't listen in that class. So, like, I'll go over the whole thing. Here's a lesson, and then here's how we're going to do this assignment. And then they'll be like, okay, what are we doing? And I'm like, nope. Because I went and got this app called LAN School. And turns out that all these kids play games on their Chromebooks while I'm talking. And so I have to shut down individually. I have to shut down when I can see what they're all doing on their Chromebooks. And I have to go individually shut down everybody that's playing a game. Like, it's just too much. You can't do it all. And then I have to keep an eye on it. See if anybody else starts playing a game. Because I'm like, that's why you're not hearing me, because you're over here playing 8-ball is one of the most popular ones that they play. It's like a pool game. And they play it with each other. Just take off the laptops, I swear. And it's got, I mean, I think that class is pretty average. I write a referral maybe like twice a week in that class. I don't think I've ever wrote a referral in my first block or in my interpersonal dynamics blocks. Okay, that's my lunch block. For some reason, lunch blocks have to be longer just so they can get all the lunches in. And I'm going to show you guys. I've been forgetting to show you guys. Tell me this is not super cute. I am a Cappy. I am Cap Nation, and this is my mascot, the goat. And he's got a little Capricorn sign in there. I am in love with him. I don't know how I found him on eBay. I don't know what I searched, but I think I searched Capricorn collectible or something. I don't even know what he's called. Like, what is his thing? Couldn't tell you. If I remembered, or if I think of it, I'll tell you, because you can look up yours. Or if you know, drop what he is in the comments. Okay, so yeah, that's a long block, and it gets it wears on you a little bit, having that one longer than the other ones. It's like, okay, so for all these other classes, I'm planning for 40-minute lessons, and then for that class, I have to plan an hour and like 10 minutes or I don't know, something. And then I have, okay, this other foods block is unreal. It is I could tell you, but you would never believe how awful this block can get. There's a lot of IEPs, and I also have a lot of behavior. And then there's a lot of overlap. So BD is behavior department, and these kids are allowed to come out to a few classes and try to prove themselves that they can be okay out in regular, in Gen Pop or whatever. And man, I'll be damned if I don't give these kids chance after chance after chance. But they just will not behave. And I guess, it was straight up disrespect. I mean, honestly, it used to be just straight up disrespect. We were talking about the department I was, because they were doing interviews, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but she said they need to straight up ask these new hires, are you going to be able to tolerate a kid just getting up in your face and saying F you? Because these are the things that happen at any school in this district from grade school up. Anyways, they never got like that, but just inappropriate questions and, all you might as well go back to like laughing and slamming on the desk because you're not funny. There are a couple kids that are RBD that are funny, right? Not that it's okay. This is not your personal stage, but he's not. He's not. And I told him as much. And I was like, just go back to hype beast mode because that's not funny. But all the girls, it doesn't matter. They laugh at anything, so they're the hype beasts for that. There's also another kid in there, from somewhere in Africa, so he's got an accent, and he cuts up too. He is BD, and they'll laugh at anything he says because he has an accent. And I'm like, that wasn't even funny. He just said it with an accent. Stop giggling at everything. But they'll also ask him to say stuff because they want to hear it in his accent, or they'll ask him to dance or something. I'm like, stop dancing for these kids. You knock it off. You stop making yourself a prop for these kids. But he's gotten so used to doing that over the years that he can't stop. So, yeah. Referral. Nothing. Tra-la-la. But there was a teacher that I met last year when I did a long term for math at the very beginning of last year. And, oh my god, aren't these pretty? Look at little bows. And she had to come down to my room because I think well, it's not really my room. I'm in a borrowed room. I think she had to sub in there one block or something when I wasn't in there, and she left something. And we were talking, and she said she had a class like that last year. And I am, when you look at I'm supposed to have a para. Really, I should probably have a BD para and a regular para when you look at the amount of flags on that class. But I don't, because we don't have enough. Because A, they don't pay anything. They don't pay enough to get anybody to come in and put up with that. But B, they're quitting left and right, and then you gotta hope that you get a para that's gonna do something, because a lot of paras, not gonna lie, no shade, just like a lot of any other positions, a lot of admin, a lot of teachers, like you'll be like, what is this? This is not helpful. I wouldn't say a lot, but like occasionally you get one like that. But she goes message some lady. I don't even know who I think she is. Oh, she's the head of BD or something. She goes, that's what I did last year, and she sent a para in. She pulled a para that was doing something that was a little less necessary and put one where it was more necessary, basically like that, like she could move the paras around. And I felt bad doing so because I'm like, I don't want to expose anybody else to this, but it's gotta be done. So I messaged this woman, and she goes, are you telling me there's no, she goes, I just looked at your roster, are you telling me there's no para in there? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. She's like, wow. Yeah, wow. She goes, I'm gonna find one. So she messaged one and pulled her from something to come help with that block. Look at these. because you haven't. You haven't been. And that particular kid, like, when I say stuff, he's like, you know, it's like, I guess true, but, so they gave her a really hard time and continued to for, I think she lasted, she was there Monday, Tuesday. Did she last 2 days? She lasted 2 or 3 days, and she had to take a day off. I know it was my class that did it, because she was like, I'm going to talk to some people, blah, blah, blah. Like, they were making her so hot, and I could tell she was just so irritated with them. Like, my one kid was, like, making fun of her bleach stains, because she had some bleach stains on her shirt, and I'm like, stop it. And she's like, does that bother you? I hope it does. I hope it does. Look at these. So, I don't even know what to say about that. And she's like, I can't believe you let him stay in here. I'm like, I don't have the power to kick him out. And I wrote a million referrals. The reason you're down here is because they don't want to do anything else but send you down here. They don't want to pull him out. And truth be told, that one particular kid, I have heard the backstory on, and I do have a soft spot because, my God, this kid has had it. It's just tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. So he's adopted this comedic persona, and not gonna lie, the kid is funny. The kid is funny. I'll give him that. But he needs some help, okay? He needs some different kinds of help. And anyway, she did a couple days and she took a day off. I haven't taken a day off yet. Like, I have literally been dreading this class, this particular hour every day since the beginning of the school year. Yesterday, I actually wrote a referral because on one of the girls, because some of the girls are pretty bad too. And she was just throwing we had a colored pencil assignment. I mean, literally 5th graders could do this assignment. It's to draw a plate with healthy meal options on it. No, she's throwing pencils across the room. I said, okay. I called security. Nobody came. So had that been somebody that was really up in my face or getting crazy, that would have been a problem. Because 25 minutes went by and security still had not came to my room. Second, there needs to be another option. Sorry, it's garbage day if you can hear that. Because calling security and telling security what's going on in front of kids ain't it. I'm sorry, there should be a security guard that can just answer emails. Okay, thank you, we got it, we'll be there. I need to be able to type what's going on. I shouldn't have to say it in front of the kids. And these are like a gothic. God, these are actually more Halloween-y to me, maybe, because there's, I think, like spider webs or something. So yeah, then I saw security at the door. Or like, not at the door, passing by. And I opened the door, I was like, hi. Hi, I called, like, I went Karen. Hi, I called 20 minutes ago. They're like, we didn't get it. I was like, well, get this pencil thrower out of here. And because security is like this with a lot of the BD kids, they gotta make a whole scene about it. And the funny guy was like, because there was 2 security guards, he's like, do you need me to like step in for a minute? And funny guy runs over there and he's like, aren't you married? Aren't you married? How about you tell everybody how you're married? And I'm like, is he supposed to just work with male teachers or like what? And he's like, yeah, he's married. He just doesn't wear his ring, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, you little player hater, shut the door. This has nothing to do with you. And he probably doesn't wear his ring because people have asked me that before, like, do you wear your ring? Because you don't want the kids to know, different stuff about you. Or maybe find out, like, who your spouse is, and because it can get a little dangerous, right? So, once I wrap up with my kids, I have to go over to her classes and try to straighten that out for however long it takes for her to get her medical stuff sorted out. I'm not excited at all about this. And she had said to me that while I have all the boys, the BD male, she has the girls. And that's a whole different ball game. That is a whole different ball game that I am not excited about. This is the Frenchie Cashmere Vanilla. These are just little lip glosses, Soothe and Comfort, Restoring Lip Balm, which, you know, in the winter seasons, fall and winter, my lips get drier, so the ritual when your lips are in need of some love, apply to lock in moisture and breathe in the soothing scent. And you know I am a sensory seeker as far as scents go. So I ordered this one from Target. This is the Cashmere Vanilla. And this one is the Warmth and Gratitude. Oh, Soothe and Comfort. Warmth and Gratitude. Moon Milk. This is the Moon Milk one. I think the scents of Moon Milk, a buttery balm infused with peptides and kapuaku butter to help moisturize and nourish dry lips. It smells like creamy oat milk and vanilla nutmeg. That's this one. This one smells like cozy vanilla and